This is a code walkthrough for the example file DialogExamples.java. We talked through this file in the associated lecture materials, but let's open it up and execute it so that you can see firsthand how it's supposed to run. By the way, let me just point out that all of my example files have the same header that I'm expecting you to include in all of your submitted assignments. So I'm not exempt from that either. This is just a good coding practice, and we want to get in that habit early on. But getting back to this file, what this example is doing is prompting the user through a pop-up dialog for their name and their age, and then echoing that back out as an approximate age in days. So up here on the first line of the executable part of the program, we have the import of JOptionPane like so. So let's compile this, and let's set a breakpoint as always on main so that we can run through this line by line, and we'll start executing this. So we're setting up a constant for the number of days in the year, and we are prompting for the user's name. So here's what the show input dialog pop-up looks like. I will enter my name and click OK. And so it reads it in as a string, which is what we expect. Then on the next prompt, we're prompting the user for their age, and I'm just going to make up a number, 45. Click OK. And notice that that 45, that age str, is also read in as a string. Remember that anything we get back from the GUI pop-up elements is going to come back to us as a string. So to prove that's the case, on this next line, we printed out the string and we printed out its length, which we can only do if this is in fact a string, and it is. So then to convert the age string into a numeric string, remember that we'd have to use the wrapper class and their associated parse methods. So we want to turn this age string into a numerical age, so we do integer.parseInt as shown here. And notice that now we've turned that string 45 into an int 45, which is just what we expect. So finally, here's the show message dialog to display output, and despite its length, this is only 2 input arguments. The first one is always null because there's no parent component when we try to use this standalone. This is the second argument, and if you look at this closely, you'll see that this is nothing but one big string concatenation. So this entire expression is one string. So we'll execute this, and we get this. So looking at the correspondences here, here's the name, your approximate age is, and notice that we've got this \n to kick the next output down to the next line, as we see here. Notice that we have an embedded calculation in this string. Remember that parentheses have the highest precedence of all the operators, so this entire numerical expression is going to be evaluated first, and then it will be embedded into the midst of the string as 16425. And then we'll simply take this entire string, print it out on a pop-up dialog, and that's really all there is to it. So we can continue on, and we are done executing this. So that's really all there is to it. You'll be doing this in a current programming assignment, so I just wanted to give you an example of what it should look like.